All right, so we are good here. I want to see again, how do we, what is this, split view and then launch no, Zoom over here. I guess for now. Ultimately, we're probably not going to be able to be on both platforms because I got to do this screen share thing. All right, cool. Yo, Uncle Ted, what's going on? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Boom. So we need to be like this, right? So we can see the piano too. Oh yeah, there. E. Such a cool preset. What's happening, man? Can't stick around long, but wanted to try and catch some live fire. Hey, well, I appreciate you hopping in even for a minute. That definitely means a lot. Waiting for folks in my Patreon to join, and we're going to try to get through. I have this document that I'm working on. That's going to kind of be a living, breathing Google sheet that I will constantly update with all of my favorite songs that I've had made videos for my YouTube channel with the chord progressions as well as the inversions that we're using that I teach in my Patreon. So yeah, I want to see how much of that I can get through. It's a small group in Patreon, so we'll just give it a few minutes, and then we'll just get started at like maybe 10 after. But in the meantime, let's actually work on this song I'm working on now, Gymnopedie. I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Pretty excited about it, too. Doom, 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 doom. Any way of doing that? I'm 100%. Hey, well, appreciate that. Yeah, same here. And I've been trying to figure out exactly what and how I want to do this, and I think it's just a matter of trying it out. And yeah, and just kind of going with it, right? And making the videos and being consistent and seeing how it fails and seeing how people receive it. If it's something that's helpful for others, I think at the end of the day, it's something that will ultimately be very helpful for me. having a database, and whether or not I use something like Google Sheets or I use something like Notion is the big decision making sort of thing. I feel like if I really wanted to go in on this, making it in Notion would be really cool because I can do more stuff than what I could in Google Sheets, but that would take more time to learn, so I have to just kind of figure that piece out, I guess. But I will. Alright, let's pick up from this E. Alright, so this part. Boom, 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 boom. So it's and then it goes here. And then one more time. So alright, so this is where I need to kind of look at the sheet music. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so it's 7 minutes past. We're going to go ahead and get started now. I'll leave this up. I'm going to actually minimize YouTube over here. And the only issue I have is that I can't really share my screen. I guess I can, actually. Well, let's continue until 8:10, and then every few minutes, like every new song that I do in Google Sheets, I will come back in here, because I won't be able to see who is joining, if anyone is joining, while I'm screen sharing. So let's see. See, these are a little bit curved, these paper printouts, and therefore I kind of wish, let me say something. Yeah, I don't like how it falls. I guess it just needs to be a little bit lower. Okay, I guess that's not bad. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and march forward with this first one. So for the first one, let me get this screen share going. We're gonna share screen, and we're gonna update this in real time, the way that I would on my laptop, which would probably be easier, but we can still try this on the tablet and just kind of see what the process is like. So I want to update this chord chart that I have here, and I want to work on Still Dre first. So just the right hand. That was weird. Oh, I must have hit something just now. Actually, hang on. That was weird. I hit I don't know what I hit. All right, anyway, here we go. So the first chord is, it's an A minor first inversion. So we're going to go ahead and type this in. A minor first. Let's move this here. So, okay, we can type here. So it's an A minor. And then we're going to do parentheses, I. That's an A minor first inversion. So this is A sus2, and it's an A sus2, A sus2 first inversion, A sus2, and this is the first inversion of it. And this is an E minor second inversion. So this is E minor, and this is second inversion. So these are the chords for the song. Not bad. Pretty straightforward. Okay, we got Xavier in the building. Let's get Xavier up in there. So, yo, what's up, X?
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
There we go. I'm all right, man. The Bears just got their ass whooped, so I'm all right. Had to decompress before I came in here.
It was a blowout.
Oh yeah, they got their asses whooped, bro. It was trash.
And who did y'all play? Who did you
The
play today?
Packers, the Packers, which is our rivals. That's been a thing forever, and yeah, we got destroyed. Yeah, so it was bad. It was really bad. So
All I can
kind of
say,
had to decompress a little bit before I stepped in here, because yeah, it was disappointing.
the thing is with the first game, it's like everyone's in the same playing field, you know, and then out of nowhere you have this type of loss, and you probably feel pretty defeated, and that the season's kind of over now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think the season's over. It's just like I wanted to see them play better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really want to see some things, and I seen nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't really care. Like I'm not like other Bears fans and Packer fans are like, I hate Packers fans and like all this, because I'm not really a big football guy. I'm a basketball person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's not that deep, you know, but still it's like, to lose like that and to not see my quarterback like do their thing, I just know the national media is just gonna like tear it apart.
Remind me now, did you I think last year you guys have a good quarterback, right? Or someone that you said was good last year, I think?
Yep.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Okay. Yeah. See, so I don't follow that much either. I'm just like you. I'm a Jets fan, so I'm excited for this season, very optimistic, which could be dangerous because, you know, you never go into a season as a Jets fan optimistic, but this is different.
The first time. Yep.
The first time ever in the history, except for, I guess, there was one year, right? Several years ago where they made it to the championship game, I think, like years ago, like maybe 2 years. And actually, one of my first YouTube videos that I uploaded when I wasn't a YouTuber, it was more than 10 years ago because it was before I met Jess. So maybe like 15 years ago or something. And it was just, I was like a young kid or whatever. And I was watching my parents' house, and my brother and sister were there. And I'll send it to you later. It's like a 30-second video that I just uploaded on YouTube of
Yeah,
my sister and brother's reaction to that
yeah,
loss in that game. It's kind of nice little
got you.
home video there. You know, I'll do something
Yeah.
with that later. Yeah.
Hey, you should. You should. Yeah, man. But yeah.
Today. So I have this, and I'm gonna, I guess, jump back and forth. I mean, it's 15 past. Unfortunately, I can't see people joining. So if Princess joins, I'll just kind of hop out in between each song. But what I
Hmm.
wanted to do is I want to see how much of this we can get through, which is updating and going through some of these songs we've learned. I may have learned, but these are the ones that I kind of have that I've created videos for on my channel, and I wanted to kind of walk through these with you. We did Tyler, the creator, Boredom a while ago. I just did actually because I'm live streaming this on YouTube too. I just did Dr. Dre, Still Dre, which is these three
Mm.
chords, right? So just really that A minor first inversion, and then we did an A sus2 first inversion, and then E minor second inversion are the three chords to the song. And then I was trying to think about actually even with something like this where there's these chords, but plus there's the other part. So I think that doesn't matter because these bass
Mm.
notes are part of the actual chords.
Yeah.
Yeah, E. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. So yeah, so that's the next one, and then I want to go over this one next. So Frank Ocean's Nike, and I'll kind of keep this interactive. Actually, let's actually come out of here so we can see each other, and then once we get through the song, then I'll come back in here and actually
Hmm.
update it and real. So Frank Ocean's Nikes. So you can see my keyboard. I'm gonna play the chord. I'm gonna have you identify them. Okay, including the inversion. I'll even say the notes too in case you or
Hmm.
others can't
Yeah, I'm gonna play
see.
them.
Move that up a little bit. There we go. All right, so okay, so here's the first chord, which is E flat, G, and B flat. We'll do that first. So tell me what chord that is.
Mm. Ah.
Well, what's your
Mm.
hunch on what that is? Without even like, what does it sound like, and what's look at the spacing, you know?
I mean, it sounds like it. I don't know, cause it's a three note. And it's not. I gotta turn this off. It's not. Was it 1 3? Well, no. Yeah, it's not 1 3 5. It's like 1 3. It's like 1 3 7, huh? Or 1 3 6. You said what?
No, I was saying by to someone on YouTube. So it's a three-note chord with the right hand, right? I played the.
So I guess like if I was to guess, like I was gonna say like it's like a E flat, like, but it
Mhm.
feels like second inversion. But I'm like that doesn't seem right. No, it's not right. 1 2 3. It's root.
Yeah, E flat's the first note. Then it has to be root if you're thinking that this is the E flat. So go with E flat. E flat what?
Oh, major.
That's an E flat major triad. And before we even move on from that, I want you to be more rock solid with that. So just a quick recap overview. We know that with all white keys, except for B, a fifth looks the same way. This is different. With all black keys, except for B flat, a fifth looks the same way. Two black keys with two black keys in the middle. Okay? So knowing that, you kind of automatically have a situation where the middle note is gonna, if the middle note is in the middle of these two other notes that you're playing, then it has to be a major or a minor triad. So let's talk about that. We're doing this. So if we know that this is a fifth right away, and what I'm saying, I'm kind of being a little bit, I guess, vague or opaque a little bit, but like the formula to figure out a major or minor third, right, is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for minor third and major third respectively. So in this case, we did 5 half steps up from root. That's a major. But also, just from kind of looking at it and listening to it, like let's look at the other possibilities here. If we played, that's a major. But if we did this, that may or may not be obvious to you that this is not a major triad. Maybe, I mean, as time goes on, maybe you'll hear that this is not a major. This is
Yeah,
a
it doesn't sound
suspended
like a
four.
normal. Yeah, it doesn't sound normal major, but I wouldn't know what it. I wouldn't know what it was.
It was right. Okay. Yep, that's fair. So I mean, typically you got major, minor, sus2, and sus4. So you have 4 different notes in the middle, okay, that will give you a sus2, a minor, a major, or a sus4 chord. And then we don't really care too much about the other notes, but these other notes, right? If we had something like this or something like this, let's actually talk about this for a sec. Let's kind of, and we'll come back to the song in just a moment. But if we had this type of thing, we know that what major sevens have the thing where both notes are right next to each other, right? So we can kind of think, hang on, yeah. So in this case, we can kind of think that, okay, this might be maybe a major 7 chord, but in reality, let's actually see like how we could piece this together to see whether or not this is a major 7 chord. So I'm going to come back to this in a second. This is E flat, E, and B flat. But let me keep this a little bit simpler and look at something like this major 7, C major 7. So C major 7, we know that if we take this 7 and move it an octave lower, we're here. And if we take out the third, we're here. So we have this type of pattern that is kind of similar to this type of pattern that we're looking at, where 2 notes are right next to each other, and then there's something that appears to be about a fifth. But in this case, we care about the fifth. Stay with me here. The fifth has to be up from the C in this case, right? The second of the 2 notes that are close to each other. In this case, that is not what's happening here, is it? This is something different, because the fifth would have to go up from here, so it needs to be this. So this is some type of major 7, I imagine. Let's see if indeed that is true. So I'm looking at, sure, right? This, I'm saying it's sending up an octave, and then we have to add our major third in here, and that's how we get that type of thing. So we won't even go into what that other chord was, because I don't want to go down that tangent right now. But that's just to kind of ballpark, in terms of or recap what we're looking at. Those are the 4 types of chords that you want to, I guess, yeah, just be comfortable with, in terms of triads.
You can do that with every chord.
That meaning,
Like even if you
like
do like C, like a C major, you can do the same thing.
so the same thing of figuring out the 7 like we just did,
You're
or
talking about that. Then you said,
the 4 different types of chords.
yeah. So this is the major, the minor. I don't remember how you say you got to suspend it for.
Sus2 is one more half step lower than the minor, and then sus4 is a half step up from the major triad. So it's just these 4 notes.
What? So
It's the
for C
4.
major, what's the 4? Wait, no, no, no. Minor is C, E flat, and then G.
Yeah.
Then
C, E flat,
sus
and
four
then
is moving the G to to a F sharp.
Oh, no, no. So your 1 and 5 stay the same for all three of these chords. The only thing that's changing is your middle note. Your middle note is changing from a major third to a minor third to a second or a fourth. Those are you can go in whatever order, but that's a two. That's a sus minor, major third, sus four, that type of thing.
So a sus2 is C, D, and G.
That's right. C, D, and G. And well, the song that I did before you joined was still Dre, and the second chord, and that's is is a sus chord, right? Because we did this, and so now you can look at this pattern and say, oh, okay, well, this pattern now of like sort of not a major third, not a major third, right? These are like two white notes in between. There's no such major third with two white notes in between, to my knowledge. I mean, unless if you want to count B, there's I guess two white notes in between in that case, but you're not at another white note for the middle note. But in this case, this right here is an indication that you have this is a sus chord, a suspended chord, and the way that we figure out what it is. Well, let's actually talk about this for a sec. If we take this highest note and move it an octave lower, what chord is this? A, B, E.
A, B, E, or A, B, D.
Abe. A, B, E. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was playing wrong. It is this is A minor, A suspended 2.
Excellent. Split view. Yeah, that's right. A sus. That's an A sus2 chord. So, and so the suspended chords always want to resolve at a major triad. Henceforth, if we or the suspended 2 or the suspended 4 chord resolve, meaning they want to go to that chord next. So here, this is what you just said. That's resolving to the major chord of that root, right? So instead of A sus2, you're here, but that also works with A sus4. So that is, yeah, just good to know, right? So we have, so going back to the song that we were just doing.
That's kind of interesting.
Go ahead.
Because that's kind of interesting because then you can use. I don't know. It was just a thought, but I feel like you can use those as good turnaround chords. Then, meaning like to play something that leads back to where you started.
That's a great point. If you chord the chord progression, and we can unpack this a little bit right now. So your chord progression starts with say a major. And right now we're talking about major triads, but why not consider major 7, for example? Like, let's actually see what that sounds like. So we're doing C. We were just talking about like a sus2 going to a major C major triad. But what about a C sus2 going to a major 7? Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it works too. It's still a major chord, It's one of those experimenting type things. But you do have a good point. So what it sounds like, what if a chord progression started with a major chord and ended with a suspended chord, and then you repeat it.
Yeah, especially the two sounds like it wants to resolve. That's a 7 though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like it wants to resolve. I don't know about the.
About this.
So sevens are weird because you're only gonna play the 2 or the 4, right? Oh yeah, that's what it's kind of say.
Right.
Got it. That makes sense.
I
That
think
sounds,
what you're
sounds a little
saying is
tricky.
kind of
Hmm.
a little bit, yeah, yeah, sure. And they do use that chord in church quite often, as well as like what do you call it? Like cocktail hour improvisation music. Because if you were to look up like use cases for suspended chords, you'll see that like there's some articles and stuff that I was like researching a while ago. But if you know about suspended chords, which you now know, then you could use those to kind of just keep something going for a long period of time. Like just keep like cut. You can use it to improvise
Yeah.
essentially. That's a little bit, a little bit outside of the scope of what we're talking about here, but it's still something definitely worth researching for sure. Hey, Princess, how you doing? Yeah.
Sorry. Can
There
you
she
hear me
is. No,
now?
no problem.
Yes.
We
Yes.
can.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, hey,
He said, hey.
Yeah.
hey.
I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy and disappointed because the Bears lost, but that's a different story.
Look. I just woke up. I jumped up. I go, oh shit! It's 8:26.
Look, I
But
feel
you
you.
did make it.
I am ready for a nap right now.
I I ate and went to sleep.
Well, look,
I
I
hear
appreciate both of you guys. So, look, what I told X that we're working on today. Let me actually share the screen now. So we are going through some old songs that we've worked on before, and we're getting the information about these songs into this document that will be pinned in, or that is pinned actually in the Patreon already. So we're going to kind of continue on with this. So the first that we did, I updated the very first one a while ago, was Tyler the Creator's Boredom. Um, and let's play that real quick. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the chords. It's probably a little small, but because this song has a lot of chords, but so that's the first one. Next one is still Dre that we just did. That's just these three chords. And as I mentioned before, these parentheses and eyes, or two eyes or three eyes, indicate inversions, right? So that says A minor first inversion, A sus2 first inversion, E minor second inversion. So the next one, let me play the chord progression. And actually, you know what will be cool? I want both of you guys, this will be kind of cool, in the chat. Just send me a private message if you know how, of the number of chords in this next song, that this Frank Ocean Nike song that I'm about to play. So see if you can just count how many chords I am playing, and just because I want both of you guys to have independent responses. So see if you know how to do private message, and then yeah, let's see who gets it correct. All right, so this one is. I play the same thing twice. So the not the total number, but the number of chords in the actual song. Um, put it in the chat. Or why don't you just hold up the number of fingers? Let's keep this simple. You don't have to type it in. All right. At the same time, Princess, don't be looking at people's answers. Princess, looking at
What I do?
Princess. I
What
knew
I
you was gonna do that.
what I do?
Hmm.
What?
I
What I
wanted you to
do?
put the same answer. Well, I guess because you're asking that, maybe you didn't know. No, I wanted y'all both to put the answer up, the number of chords at the same time, instead
Oh,
of like. But so how many? How many? You clearly didn't see X. So how many chords did you count in that song? Or did it sound like?
you said. Four.
Here we go. Bam! Figured it out. So yes, 4 chords indeed. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go through the chords, and you guys are gonna help me a little bit, and we're gonna enter these chords in to this chart right here. So the first chord is X actually told me this one. We did this right before you joined. It's this chord here. It's an E minor triad, and it's in root position. So we're gonna type in actually Princess. Using the same notation that I've used in the 2 previous songs above, what exactly would I type here if I'm trying to type in E minor in root position? I want
E.
capital letters, lowercase letters, parentheses, like whatever, like verbatim. What would it look like?
I guess it would be a capital E. Um,
Good,
small M.
good.
You said in root position.
That's right.
In parentheses, 1.
I thought 1 meant first inversion.
Oh, you said in root position. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nah, you lost me on that one. I don't know root position. E
How about
minor.
that's it?
That's it. Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
E minor. So how would you have known that from? Well, I guess the closest one maybe it would be cell E3 because that says E minor and then 2 I's.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would imply that root doesn't have any I's. But if you also look at like the first row, any of the ones in the first row that don't have any parentheses or any I's, in this case, are all 7 chords. But these are all 7 chords in root position. So C2, I'm gonna identify by cells, right? C2 is B flat minor 7 root position because there's no parentheses there.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's look at the next chord. All right. So X. This next chord, and then Princess, you're gonna do the next two. So this is 4. This next chord is a D, G, and B flat. Exactly how to type it in
What?
to D4.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Oh, what is it?
Mm-hmm. What is it? And then what should I type in?
Let's go. Let's go B. Let's go B minor first inversion.
There is no B in this
B flat.
chord.
B flat. Sorry. B flat. B flat. Sorry. That's what I meant.
E flat minor first inversion. Okay. 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 It's wrong, but I like where you're going with that. You took this B flat, you moved it an octave lower. So how would we know this is not a B minor chord
I
here?
mean, it
Well,
seemed
it
far
turns
away.
uh-huh.
It seemed far
So
away.
if not that, then what's the
Oh,
next
it's a
what's your
G.
next?
I
There
didn't
you
go
go.
far enough. Yeah, it's a G minor. Second inversion.
G minor second inversion. All right, so what do I type?
G lowercase min. Or do you do the no
Capital
lowercase
G,
m?
lowercase m.
Yeah, lowercase m
Good.
and 2 I's.
Good. I would have accepted parentheses 2 I's. I would have said verbatim, but that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Good job. You got this. That was a nice chord there. What's
Yeah,
going on over here?
I was trying to
Whoa,
figure.
whoa, whoa. Whoa, come on.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I just did that based off of the suspended stuff that you was talking about. I don't
Okay,
know if
let's
it's
talk about
actually a
it.
suspended chord, but that's as far as I got. I can hear where
So
it's
what's the first chord? That sounds really cool. We have to unpack this.
hold on. So on my left, I'm playing C. Wait, yeah, C sharp, F sharp, and B sharp, or A sharp. Sorry, A sharp. That's
A
all
sharp.
blanket. And then my right hand, I'm playing D sharp.
Okay, 3-1 note, and then okay. That's
And then the second chord, I move my from the A sharp, I move it down to an A, and then in my right, instead of playing the D sharp, now I play C sharp. That's all.
right. So I got you. So let's look at this.
Like
So
I hear
first
it's
thing
just
I
like
see.
I just don't know the next chord, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, let's see if we can figure out the
Sorry for
next
making this
chord that
confusing, Princess.
might sound nice with that. Say it again.
No, I was saying sorry for making this confusing, but yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
well, I mean, it's just you just experiment. You just played
Yeah.
something that sounded interesting. It caught my ear, so it's like I think the versions are good in this type of thing.
Cool.
You know. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So a couple different things I see here. I'm seeing I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna play these with the right hand. I'm gonna send up the first two notes an octave higher to identify this chord as a what? Princess, what is this? E flat. Well, let's do sharps. D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp.
D sharp, F sharp, and A sharp.
Yeah.
And you said, what is it?
Yeah,
It's
what chord is that?
that's D sharp. D sharp,
Yep.
D sharp major.
Wrong.
No, D sharp minor.
Minor. 50-50. So D sharp minor. So this would be like a D sharp minor slash C sharp, like over C sharp, right? And it would be in your case the way you played it was a first inversion.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
what I
one
said.
way. Remember, there's multiple ways to identify this chord. That's one way to identify this. I don't even think that's the proper way. Like getting it exact. This is D sharp first inversion over C sharp is what it is. But also, it can this be a seven chord or something else? Well, let's kind of see if that is the case as well. So what I would do with that is I would just take this and move it an octave lower. And so this is a chord. That's essentially what you're playing, right? So this is like this is a wait. Hold on. This, but we're adding this. I'm just trying to see. It's kind of like what if we played it this way? Yeah, so this is like a six chord. This is like a six chord, which means so you may remember a while, and the reason I'm kind of like hesitant is like you may remember we were doing Stevie Wonder song that we were doing, and remember we talked about. We'll come back to this in a second. Remember we talked about like a major seven and dominant seven.
Yep.
and then moving it back one more time gets us to a sixth chord. So that's what you're playing here. That's a sixth chord. And to button that up, that first one is a sixth chord. Does that make sense? A little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
So a sixth chord, basically a sixth chord is playing a dominant seven and moving the last note a half step even further back. And that's what you're doing here. You're playing it in a different order, right? I think you're playing the highest note an octave lower. You're doing you did it this way, I think, right? You said, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
Starting on D on the D sharp. Yep.
Oh, starting on D sharp as the first note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same chord, just a different order of the notes, but nonetheless still the same, same chord. And then the next one,
I leave everything the same, but I changed 2 notes.
you went down. Tell me what you did again for the next one.
Oh, so if I'm just doing the left hand, I just take my A sharp and turn it to a A. And I leave everything
And then the
the
last
same.
note. But there was another change with the last note. The C sharp changes as well.
If I use the C sharp in my right hand changes to no the D sharp. Wait. Yeah, sorry, the D sharp in my right hand turns into a C sharp.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was playing, right? Or maybe I changed what I was playing. Hold on. No, I changed what I was playing. Sorry. I changed what I was. That's my fault. I started. Sorry. My very first chord was C sharp, F sharp, and A sharp with the D sharp on top. And then I just changed my
with the D sharp. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then for the second chord I changed in the left hand I went from an A sharp to an A, and then in my right I went from the D sharp to the C sharp.
Gotcha. So this, I'm playing with one hand. That's why I was like, when you're saying left, right hand, I'm like, listening to the notes.
See,
but
I'm not doing that. Yep.
Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it with one hand?
Yeah.
Like why?
My hand.
Why? Right? Why not? Oh, okay, got it. There. Well, let's look at this next chord then. This. So we're learning this stuff. We want to get to the point where we hear this chord and we may not be correct, but we can at least remove certain things in terms of saying, oh, that's definitely not a this, a this, a this, or that. I hear this next chord and I hear like a diminished sound. So it has some component of diminishedness in it, for lack of a better word. So let's see if that's correct. Yeah, it has to be. So like this, for example, I'm taking the C sharp out for a second. I'm listening to this, and this is a diminished chord. Right? Wait. No, that's a minor chord. That's weird, huh? It sounds minor in root. When I play it this way, that sounds hella diminished. I don't know why I say hella. That sounds hella diminished to me when I play it in this inversion. But I don't know. But I don't know. That's fine. Definitely not diminished. Oh. Wait. Oh, so the next chord that you moved it to is just a triad. It's just a minor chord. That's all it is. They do the same notes twice. The C sharp.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm overthinking things. Okay. So let's go back to the song. So the 4 chords of this song. We have first chord as I'm gonna pull the sheet up in a second. We had E flat major. Did I say wait? What did I write on this thing? Hang on. I think we said minor, and
small M.
That's not right. Did you wait? Hang on. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. But this is a E flat major. So we have to change that. So I think I said it was correct earlier, but it's not. We're just using capital M for E major. So let's, if I can, there we go. E major. Is that where, is that how, that's, I guess, fine, right? E major. Yeah. Maybe when it's just major, I think maybe we can have it, because I don't know, that doesn't feel too right to me. We might just do that for when it's just if it's just a triad major. If it's like a 7 chord, then obviously we don't need to write it. We just write capital M lowercase. But for triads, we'll do it that way. And for minors, we'll just do lowercase m, just because EM like that just doesn't sit well with me. All right, so we have this, then we have this chord, and this indeed is a second inversion of a G minor. Now we're going to Princess for the next two, aka the two harder chords of the song. Exactly. Wow. Well, you were late after all. You fell asleep. This is like a year we've been doing the Patreon, and somehow you just like forgot or something like that. So this is like the least that I can do for you. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem at all. Okay. So now the reason this is a harder chord is because now the note we're playing with the left hand is not in the chord of the right hand, as was the case for the first two chords, right? E flat was in the left hand, G is in the left hand. Now we have a C sharp in the left hand, but there's no C sharp in the chord. So let's figure this out. And I'm gonna just say that this is gonna be one of these scenarios with identify the right hand chord slash whatever we're playing with the left hand, kind of like we did up all the way up here in M2. Identify the right chord, in this case G minor, slash whatever note we're playing with the left hand, which is E flat, like for this other song. So let's do this. So talk to me about this. Forget about the left hand for now, just look at this here. What do we have going on here? Yep. So is this a root or is this an inversion? First question. And how do you know? Just so I know you're not guessing. I wouldn't put it past the princess.
I know, right?
Born yes.
I is this a root or an inversion? I'm gonna say maybe it's an inversion.
It is an inversion. And why is this an inversion and not a root chord?
Probably because the root chord probably has more notes in it.
Root chord. Well, a root chord and an inversion. So this is definitely a triad. It's 3 notes. So it's going to have the same number of notes. But a root chord would have to have a fifth in it. What is a fifth?
An extra chord. Like
what you mean?
Like a.
Well, it's like the standard chords that we like. It's gonna have the notes like this. Like this is a root chord. Okay, it's a first, a third, and a fifth. It's they're all gonna look kind of the same no matter where you're at, right? Whether it's a major or minor, we'll figure out. But these are all root chords, right? What we just played here is something different. Why is this different? Because look at the distance between these 3 notes. So this is not a fifth. This is not a fifth. This is a third, actually, but this is not a fifth. Therefore, there's no way that this could be a root position. Therefore, we need to move one of the notes an octave lower or higher. I'm going to help you out just for the sake of time and tell you that we're going to take the C and move it an octave lower. If we do that, now we get a root, right? That's what a root chord looks like. So because we need to move a note to turn it to root, that means that it is an inversion. And because the note that we're moving is the first note, which is a C, this means that it is the first inversion. And what first inversion is it? Well, this is a C chord. Is this C major or minor?
Major.
Minor. Why
I
minor?
get those confused. I don't know why I still get those
That's okay.
confused.
Well,
Um,
major and minor, eventually you're going to get to the point, both of you, where you hear the chord and you know it. But before you get to that point, obviously you have to play more, hear more, and you'll kind of like start kind of hearing the difference. But if I play a major and minor back to back, perhaps it would be more noticeable. So if I say one of those is major, one of those is minor. How about over here? One of those is major, one of those is minor. Or here. One of those is major, one of those is minor. Or here. Major, minor. Or here. Minor, major. Well, I didn't do the minor sound. Minor, I don't know how to do it, but yeah, minor, major. So you'll hear more of these and you'll kind of get what's happening. But in this case, this is indeed a C minor first inversion. And the slash is slash D flat because that's what we're playing with the left hand. So I would call this a yeah. The reason I'm pausing for a second is I'm kind of curious about, and I might need to do a little bit of research on this because I wonder if we can call this what we just called it, right? I'm going to type it in just as such, right? I'm going to say that this is a C minor. We said first inversion slash E or D flat. Okay, so that's saying play a C minor first inversion with the right hand over a D flat. But the reason I paused is I wanted to look at this. So if we C minor and so if we play like a C major, for example, triad. Let me stop sharing for a second. If we play a C major triad and there's a such chord that's like C major ADD 9, C major add 9. That's a chord. And a 9 is the same as a 2. So a 9 in this case, talk about not being able to play 7 chords with one hand. Well, this is like, look at this stretch, right? This is not really for the faint of heart. This is playing a triad here, and this is add 9. This is an add 9 chord, which sounds pretty nice. But you can play an add 9 by taking this and moving an octave lower. That's an add 9. So the reason I hesitated is this is kind of what we just played, except 2 changes. One, it was a minor, and 2, the 9 that was added is a D flat, not a D. So it's this. So I want to see if like what chord. We got time. I want to check this out right now. Like, what chord is this? Is this identifiable in a different way than the not convoluted, but the complex way that we just put it in there? Because we said again, C minor first inversion slash D flat. But I'm asking, that's what we're playing. Is this identifiable a different way? So C minor. I might take that offline because I want to research this. Right, we know that this is a C major add 9. What is that? And the add 9, a song that both of you guys may know, Kendrick Lamar, All Right, uses add 9, uses just 2 chords. I believe it uses a G add 9 and then a G sharp add 9, something like that, some weird
What do
thing
you
like
mean
that
by
where
add
it's
nine?
just
You're just adding a nine
so
on top. So the seven, like playing
like
7 chord and just adding a nine. So
So
you're
not a seven
omitting
chord though.
seven. Did you play the nine?
Correct. You're playing the triad. You're playing the triad, and then you're adding just the nine there. And I was thinking with a C9 you have the seven.
So C9 is D, right?
Correct.
All
Correct.
right.
So that's a C add nine. That's a C9.
Wait, do you play
C
two
add
different
nine.
chords?
I did. I just kept. I omitted the seven in one. So
Oh, and played it with the
that,
other. Heard.
yeah. But it sounds very similar, of course.
Yeah, I was actually like just like looking at the triad thing that you were talking, or the fifth thing, and then I
Yeah.
think I figured out one of like the songs I hate this song, which is John Legend's "All of Me." I hate that song.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks. But I feel like that song is like the beginning of that is kind of like triad. Like I don't know the next one
That's
or whatever the hell he does. I don't want to learn it at all. But I just heard it when I was doing it.
yeah.
I hate that
That's
song.
cool.
The
Yeah.
song
For sure.
sucks.
What was
He
the
almost
second
had
one
a
you played?
perfect album if he didn't put that song. He would have had a perfect album if he didn't put that song on there.
Really? Is it that
Yep.
bad?
I hate that song, bro. I don't like that
I
song. I don't like New York by Jay-Z and Empire State of Mind. I hate that song. Yeah,
What
there's
a
a lot of
classic
songs
that
that
is.
yeah, I know it is. I can't stand it. I think it's weak as hell.
Yeah,
Holy
okay.
Grail by Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake, trash. Yeah, I got a lot
Okay.
of
I
them,
like.
man. I
Okay.
can't stand Holy
Those two
Grail. That beat's
songs.
trash. I don't want to say the beat's trash. It's just that Justin Timberlake singing is just ugh. And that was supposed to be on Watch the Throne. I'm so glad Kanye cut that. Anywho, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yep.
interesting. Hmm.
Yep.
Very cool. We got some good tidbits of information. All right. So, good job today. I will see you guys next week. Peace.
Cool.
All right,
Later.
see you later.